Afternoon. How are you doing? Hi, Sammy. Yeah, we'll hold the news for you. If you've got to make a coffee, no problem. I'll just I'll just phone the ECB and just tell them you're not ready. Afternoon, ladder. Emra, Thao, Neo. Right. I had a pretty good morning. Well, I'll say I've had a pretty good morning. I've had a pretty good morning considering I took a 4.5% loss on the oil. So I've recouped that basically pretty much flat for the day, which is lovely. Like to get rid of that obviously, but we'll see. So just closed out some DAX this morning. Those two there. Hello, chart. Why are you not updating? Because that's live. These ones closed out. So close those two. One from yesterday, one from this morning. Just ahead of the news, basically. Just getting as much from here over to there as I can before the news hits. US dollar Swiss just shut one as well down there.
That's 8:15 a.m. Eastern Time with the ECB interest rate forecast for a 75 basis point hike. Previous 0.5%. The ECB deposit rate forecast 0.75%. Previous 0%. Also the ECB monetary policy statement.
Sorry, one sec. Let me just pause him for a minute. Yeah, so basically just been scalping this morning. Just pulled back the scalp. Don't know how much that is, but $1,500, something like that. Pound morning. So yeah, pretty good. So let's get watch Euro US dollar and watch the DAX. These are the two that are likely to move the most. So we've got the news, the rate announcement coming at 1:15 in 4 minutes. Following that, we've got 1:45. We've got the press conference, and then following that, we've got Powell. So depending on what the rate is, obviously will have an impact initially on the price, and then what Lagarde says after the rate will obviously have an impact afterwards. So if this comes out at 1.25 and we get a large move in one direction or the other, there's every opportunity that Lagarde will reverse that when at 145, possibly pump it further. You never know. We don't know what's going to happen, so we'll see. I'll put financial juice on when we're just about to have the rate announcement, and then we can hear much faster. I'm waiting for Forex Factory to refresh. We'll see it before we get told anyway, because the market will react way quicker than we will actually get the news. So, afternoon, Dion, Jeff, Trevor, Emra. Can you check Euro odd? What do you want me to check? It's gone up and come down. I've no idea what it's going to do today. Obviously, it's nicely extended at the moment, so it's a beautiful short. I said this morning, it's a lovely short. Any other day, I'd be shorting the hell out of this. Not today. No idea what's going to happen this afternoon. So we need to wait and see what the market is going to do. Okay, Sammy's back. We can get on with the rate announcement. Let me just phone Lagarde and just let her know she's ready to go. Yeah, bad news about the Queenie. She's not dead yet. I don't know where this news is coming from the Twitter sphere that she's died, but she's not. Well, it hasn't been officially announced by Buckingham Palace, and it's not on the news. The news has been interrupted. Normal programming in the UK has been interrupted, and BBC is live covering the story. But she's comfortable at Balmoral, but you know that word comfortable, yeah, and the family's been called. It just sounds to me like she is on the way out, unfortunately, which is very sad. But we will see what happens. We'll have to wait for proper news on that. But yeah, we'll see. So we will see what happens with the rates. I'm going to wait. I'm not going to scalp straight away. On my funded account, I have Euro US dollar. I have a pending order set. I've got 2 pending orders set. One here and one here, with stops the other side, basically. So this is a news straddle trade. Whoa. Don't trigger me early. Don't. Oh, too late. I'm short. That's bloody annoying. I don't want to get short yet. We haven't got the news yet. All right. Jesus Christ. Sorry, 1 second. I'm taking that off. Shall I leave it? Christ. Put a spread on that. Market seems to have gone short already ahead of the news.
10 seconds.
Okay, we long. This is a whipsaw.
Hike, 75 basis point hike, 75 basis point hike to 1.25%.
As expected.
As expected. ECB deposit rate 0.75%, 0.75%.
Okay, so news as expected. Whipsaw. Oh, that's why you don't trade the news, guys. I just lost $1,600. So basically that straddle trade I just took there, I got entered into it too quickly. Entered short, didn't take profit, came up, stopped me out, entered me long, pulled back, stopped me out. That's how you do not trade the news. That's why news trading doesn't work. I still like to do it though. It's good fun. DAX is pushing on the news. Oh, what a nightmare. I made $650 this morning as well. So I'm $1,000 down on the day basically. Anywho. Fun of funded accounts. So obviously the market whipsaws completely on that. News as expected. 1.25%. So as I said this morning, chances are we won't get a massive amount of movement off of this potentially, because this is what is possibly factored in already into the market. So this is where the hedge funds will now be repositioning or not, as the case may be, depending on whether or not they factored in a 1.25 or whether they factored in something different. But obviously a lot of volatility going on up and down, so we'll wait for this to settle down and we'll see where the market decides to take it. We might be able to get an opportunity to long or short it, but the market at the moment is certainly not interested in any directional bias whatsoever. Nice big spread on that. God, I can't believe they moved that early. It's very, very, very annoying. God, look at the DAX. It just doesn't matter what you do on the DAX, you're dead. They just killed everybody. Love it. Including me. That was a stupid trade. I shouldn't have done that. This is the thing, but I'd never do that with my money, with my account. But as it's a funded account, it's not real money, is it? It's only real money when I bank it. And I took a withdrawal yesterday, so I'm kind of back to square one. And it's that, you know, let's try and get 5 or 10 grand in the bank and hold it there until the next payday, or not. And these are the sorts of trades, when they work, when they go, I can make 10k in an hour, and then I just sit on the account and withdraw it in 2 weeks. Not today though. Okay, so complete whipsaw on the DAX. Let's have a look at the other euro pairs, see if there's any impact on those. Euro odds just whipsawed. Euro CAD's whipsawed both ends. Euro Swiss both ends. Euro pound both ends. Yeah, just whipsaws. So nothing to trade there. So we'll wait for Lagarde. Likely that the market is going to wait for her to put plans in place. This is not an impressing the market in any shape or form. So we're getting no pump on the euro. More than likely, we're going to see some downside on this because this is not what the market wanted. 0.75 is not enough. They're way behind the curve. So this potentially could cause that drop in the euro. But it all depends on what comes out here. She could come out now and say this is the start of our ramping up, and next time we're going 1%. She could come out and say that we are expecting to go 0.75. More than likely, she'll come out and say what the plans are for the next quarter before the end of December, and they will give a figure of what they want to achieve by the end of December. So they will want rates to be up at 4%, 5%, or whatever it be. So this is where we're probably going to get the actual movement happening this afternoon at 1:45. At the moment, not a lot. Well, that would have been a lovely little short, wouldn't it? Taking a short Euro US on the funded account. I'm just going to try and get some of this back. I've got a feeling we might get a drop on the euro here by the looks of things. Short one more. See if we can get some movement down. So 861 for the day, that's not too bad. So danger here is that we basically just sit like that for the next half an hour. I'm just going to see if we can get some momentum short. Anybody managed to make any money on that? Anybody try? The pound's whipsawed off of it as well to a lesser extent. Yeah, everything has. It's just they whipsawed the whole market by the looks of things. So just shaking out a load of trades. Look at the spread on the Aussie New Zealand. Slight profit on EU and even slighter loss on EA. Well, that's all right. Ladder, closed my pound US dollar too early before the news. Little profit, but less than a loss. That's good. Yeah, we're pushing back up on the euro. They're just going to hold it. Just watching the DAX because we had a nice big drop on the DAX before. Where's that scalp I did today? We had a nice big drop on the DAX before the news hit. So I'm just wondering if this is part of a pullback now the whipsaw's out the way. We might get another leg down. We're sitting in the 2050 area. I'm just watching this to see whether or not it's worth shorting this again. Just trying to get a couple of percent extra out of the market today. Trevor, only £300 so far. Oh, is that all? Take that. This euro's pulling back. Got to be careful I don't hit the loss limit on this. I'm only really in danger if they pull back up to these highs with the position sizing that I've got on, which they seem to be doing. EA is looking so good. We'll see what the next leg of news will do. Yeah, or my Euro New Zealand that I'm in. I've got that one position. I had a trailer on that. Oh, yeah, sorry. I had a trailer on 1 Euro New Zealand, this one here, which has stopped me out. Look. So, Jesus, look at the spread. That position there, I put a trailer on that. That was an alert there, which I got in on. So I put a trailer on that, which obviously it's gone down to there. They've pushed back up. Look at the spread they took me out with. Never got anywhere near it. Miles away. Huge spread. So I'm out of that one. Spread's still really wide on this as well. But I got my next position down there. So selling on Euro US dollar again. Let's try one more short up there on that. ECB projections, inflation is currently expected to average 8.1 in 2022, 5.5% in 2023, and 2.3 in 2024. You'll be lucky. Future policy rate decisions become data dependent. Yes, blah, blah. Okay. ECB staff now expect the economy to grow by 3.1% in 2022. Oh, that's this year. I'm going to say, yeah, so big reduction in growth next year, recession. Interest rates further. So there's no inflation reached 9.1. They're not far behind us in the UK there. 1.25, 1.5, 0.7. There's no clues as to what their interest rates on marginal lending facilities are. Yeah, so there's no hints at the moment as to what they are planning moving forward as yet. So I suspect Lagarde is going to mention that. Right, well, I'm going to keep that short on. So I've got a short on the euro US dollar at the moment on my other account. Average is 99. Come on, my parity, I didn't realise. 99,975. So I'm basically averages about here. I'm going to stop out up there on the position. So just going to see if we can get a little bit of movement to the downside. Just try and get that money back that I lost on that whipsaw. It's $800, which is not the end of the world. But yeah, nothing happening as much as yet. So keep your eyes peeled for the movement off of the ECB press conference at 1:45. So we will have obviously an initial speech by Lagarde as to why this has been done, what the future plans are, and then we'll have the press conference where we have all the questions asked, which tend to be the pressing questions, which tend to get the juicy bits out. So that, and then obviously Powell speaking afterwards, 25 minutes later. So we'll get some decent movement. Euro US dollars the pair to watch, because we've got potential movement in both directions with Powell and Lagarde. So we could see some decent movement. If she rallies the market or drops the market and Powell comes on and does the same, obviously we could have a very, very big ADR hit today on Euro US. So we'll see what happens, but obviously we've got no way of telling which way it's going to go. So just got to sit tight. But yeah, nothing exciting there. Load of whipsaw, which is not much fun. So we'll see. All right, so yeah, that's it really. Bit of a letdown, bit of a dud. So plan this afternoon for me. I'm going to be. I'm quite happy with what I've got on at the minute. I'm going to try and scalp a little bit more out of the Dow this afternoon when the New York opens at 2:30. Actually, am I? Hang on. It's going to be a tricky afternoon. I'm not sure how long Powell is speaking for. Doesn't say. Obviously, Powell's going to move the market ahead of the New York Open. New York obviously opens at 2:30. I may start trading Dow around there. If I see some decent price action moving, then I'll probably get on that ahead of the New York Open. We might find that whatever movement we get ahead of the New York Open gets reversed if Powell does move the market. So we'll see what's said. But keep your eyes on that from 2 o'clock onwards, really, and just see what happens with the Dow. So I'm going to try and scalp the Dow a little bit this afternoon, see if I can get some movement off of that, and get a little bit of that money back, basically. I haven't got much to get back today, only 0.2 now, which is good. So that's wiped out all that oil loss. Looking for an EN triple top before the melt. What do you mean from here? Oh, right, yeah. Yeah. It's down to Lagarde this afternoon. Obviously, we can see what the market made of that. Not impressed whatsoever. So it's certainly not bullish euro. It's not bearish either. So it's difficult to read. I think this afternoon we'll get a little bit more info from Lagarde. But yeah, we could well come and take that liquidity and then dump. They have just cleared the liquidity to the downside from the day. So they didn't take the Asian low, but I mean, that's questionable. They've taken the London low. So we might see a push up for that liquidity and then a drop this afternoon. They certainly cleared the liquidity to the downside, which would also clear a move higher. Your guess is as good as mine on that one. US dollar Swiss, good to short still. Yeah, I'm still short US dollar Swiss. So I've got the Euro New Zealand short on still. and I've got US dollar Swiss short still. And again, we didn't get much movement on the Swiss franc. Obviously, we did get movement on the Swiss franc, but depending on what happens with the euro, we'll probably see the same happening with the Swissy. So if we get a push on euro this afternoon, US dollar Swiss should come down. But I'm still short that. I'm not in much drawdown on that. It's under 1%, so I'm not worried about it. And DAX, I'm under 1%. It's Euro New Zealand, which is the main pain in my backside at the moment, which isn't a massive pain. I just want to know what's going to happen, which I will find out in the next half an hour or so. Okay, guys, I'll leave it there. Keep an eye on the news. Anything I'm taking, I'll post in the Telegram group. I'm not looking to take any new positions on at the moment. I'm going to wait and see what happens this afternoon, and then tomorrow we've got all the main rates out of the way apart from the pounder next week, so I will look at getting some more positions on. But at the moment there's not a massive amount that I'm interested in. These yens from this morning have all come back. So Swissy yen has pushed back up. So some of these yens that we were looking at this morning have sort of stabilized a little bit, haven't really dropped. Pound yen had that drop. We're pulling back and retesting at the moment. New Zealand dollar yen is kind of dropping a little bit. Not a massive amount of movement on the US. So remember what I said this morning, potentially we're looking at flags here. So just be careful if you're shorting these. If you've got profit on them, get those break evens on. You know, it's better to be stopped out of break even and then it dump and go, well, missed it, than it is to be completely the wrong side of these. Or just use them as stop loss positions. You know, have your stops in wherever you want your stops and trade them if you're going to take the shorts. But we've got a bit of news came out of Japan this morning. You know, they're not very happy. As you can expect, their currency's falling through the floor, so they may be well be doing something about that. There's the press conference all set up, which is happening in 10 minutes. So watch that. Well, don't watch it. Watch the market. Don't watch the press conference. Doesn't matter what they say. We're interested in what the market's reaction is to what they say, not what they actually say. So keep your eyes peeled on those. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 7:50. Usual time, and as I say, I'll post in the Telegram group if I'm getting out of anything. I'm not planning to get in anything. I'm going to do a little bit of scalping this afternoon, but nothing position wise. So just managing what I've got at the minute, and then we'll look at tomorrow to see what I can get into. All right, so have a good one. Hopefully you can make some money this afternoon. Hopefully we get some decent movement on the euro. Hopefully it collapses through the floor, which would be absolutely lovely. But either way, good luck, and hopefully you can make something. So see you in the morning. Anything you need, come in the Telegram group. Otherwise, see you then.